beautiful life. Hello everybody, it's the 10th of August and today I'm going to do another first. I'm going to get the bus from Plymouth down to Bude and then head to Tintagel and then see what happens from there. The weather's going to be nice for the next couple of days, so I'll probably camp out as well. So I've got my heavy backpack with me. So the bus to Bude is at 10:15 and then I'll be getting the 13:10 from Bude to Tintagel. So the bus to Bude is the number 12. And now I'm City Bus 12 just outside the Theatre Royal in Plymouth heading towards Bude. So I'll follow up when we get there. It's now 12:40 and I'm waiting for the bus to Tintagel, which is at 13:10. So I've never been there before, as I've mentioned. It's a bit claggy here, but at least it's not raining at the moment. So hopefully all will go well. And lunch is a steak and Stilton pasty for just over £5. Well, I'm now in Tintagel exploring. I left Bude at 1:14 and it's now 2:46. So we're heading towards Tintagel Castle. It's heaving here in Tintagel. Wherever you go on these trips, there's people prepared to go out of their way to help you. I was on the bus coming from Bude and there's a guy heading to Tintagel who's from Marseille in France and he knew this area very well, so he took me to the tourist information. So these are the places I've seen a lot of on television, this walkway, and then I'm over here, and you head towards the castle along the walkway. I don't know which areas you have to pay for, so I'll find out today. Sorry. Right, this is to the Bridgeton Castle.
Yeah, I mean, you could use that. Yeah, what all the right rocks as well, like, yeah.
Nice, cheers. The coastal path. I think you've got to pay to go in that area. So we'll definitely do that tomorrow. Go over the bridge and have a look at the castle. Nice to go in blind and just explore, and that's what I'm doing today. It's been a claggy, we've had all sorts of weather today coming from Plymouth. We've had rain, clag, and yeah, not so hot at all. So I think the weather's going to clear tomorrow, be nice on Monday, and then turn again on Tuesday. Coming out of a claggy Tintagel, and I'm heading towards Trewarwydd Strand, which is 1.5 miles away. And I won't be going too far because I'm going to camp up, then go back into Tregantle tomorrow when the weather's fine, and do more exploring. Well, I just found this rock with interesting engravings in it. EVH and like a maze there. And there's some more modern graffiti there as well. Hi guys, it's great to be in Tintagel, but it's heaving, so I've decided to camp up for the rest of the afternoon and the evening, and tomorrow should be a brighter day, so I want to look around Tintagel tomorrow. Might stay through till Monday because there's plenty of supplies there. So let's see what happens. Miles and miles of oceans and then other lands. We've got some edgy cliff tops here, and not very good for trainers. Sort of things you have to watch out for, which you're hearing a lot about at the moment, with accidents happening all over the world. So need to get away from the cliff a bit, I think. I'm still walking from Tintagel, and some nice beaches that I saw below those cliffs. So see if we can descend to those beaches and find somewhere to camp up for the night. If they're not too busy, that is. The weather is so all over the place in the UK this year that you just can't predict it. This weather forecast wasn't predicted for the country today. It was predicted to be warm and dry and sunny with slight drizzly patches, but nothing like this. So hopefully it'll be better tomorrow. Coming out of Tintagel, we're now in the National Trust area of Baggalo. Great empty beaches there because they're inaccessible. And you get seals hanging around there as well. Wow, hairy but scary. I've just come around the corner and seen that monster rock sticking out of the sea, and it looks like a figure. Wow, that's been climbed. Chris Bollington, where are you? What can I say? It's mid-August in the UK. I've found this little cove just outside Tintagel, so I think I'll stay here for the night. Camp here. I'm soaked through it as is. I'm pretty wet, so I don't want to get any more wet. So I'm just going to camp up for the rest of the day and keep dry. If I need to go anywhere, there's an eatery down there and a nice little bay. Well, I've done my 1.5 mile walk from Tintagel and I've got some beautiful views. Managed to get my tent up, but I haven't put it up for about 5 years, so I found it a bit complicated. It took me a while, but I've got it up nicely now, and so I've got some stunning views. Got insects on the outside of my tent, so hopefully they're not going to interfere with me tonight. They're on the outside, so it should be okay. And look at those views. I've got my nice little Eurohiker up and a new sleeping bag. The sun's begun to come out, so good timing. Oh, what a beautiful beach. And over here at the Atlantic, you should get some tremendous sunsets when you get a clear night, so maybe it'll be nice and clear tomorrow night to get some sunsets. I'll probably stay based here for a couple of nights, just take my camera equipment with me, go off into Tintagel, get meals tomorrow, and have a look around. Have a look at the castle and the areas and just do some exploring. The place I settled at is a place called Port William. It's a nice little cove, and you've got this eatery here and they have everything here that you need, so I'll stay here for a couple of nights and then head back to I'll go to Tintagel tomorrow anyway, have a look around and probably have a look at the castle, leave my tent here and do some exploring. I just found the Dean Murphy Art Gallery at Port William. That's the Cornwall Port William, by the way.
I've got short legs.
Yeah, but your seat is so low.
I like to be a race driver.
Nice small one. To commemorate or in memory of Sarah Anderson on the 12th of October 1886. I should have found it here with the loss of 16 lives, 2 women, 2 children. So today I walked 2.25 miles with a very heavy backpack to Haworth, and it's a nice place to stay. If I could turn back time. I'm heading back to the tent now. Just had a cup of tea at the bar at a pub. Well, I found a nice place to stay last night, but there's no internet, so I have no contact with my friends. But a beautiful morning. And it's 6:30 in the morning and the surfers are out already. There's about 8 surfers out. I think that it'll get very busy later on. The weather forecast for the next 2 days is going to be really, really hot, and then it's going to change on Tuesday apparently. But the way the weather forecasts are, you can't rely on them on a daily basis, so you just have to take advantage of it when you can. After yesterday's wet and craggy weather, I'm now heading back from Port William to Tintagel to look for Arthur's sculpture, which is on the island, and I think it costs about £20 to go onto the island, but it's got to be done because I've been thinking about doing it for a long time. What a beautiful day it is today though, and it's going to be hot and sunny. It's going to be the hottest day of the year tomorrow, which is the day I'm going to head back to Plymouth. My little tent down there in the valley, and look at these views. It's so peaceful and quiet today as well. This is the rock pinnacle I was looking at in the Clag yesterday, and I thought it was out at sea because I couldn't see the bottom. So walking back to Tintagel, and at some stage we'll be going on to the island where the castle is, and also the monument to King Arthur, King of the Round Tables. You've got a nice little church there on the southwest coastal path. So I'm now at Glebe Cliff, and that's Tintagel Church, and a short walk up to the island where you have to pay to go on, and that'll be the highlight of this trip, and then we'll go back into town and have a look around town. We'll have a look around town first. Boxcastle Church, they've got the Commonwealth War Graves. It's Sunday, so I don't think it's a good idea to go in and have a look around. There might be a few people in there. The bridges at Tintagel onto the island. I'm at Tintagel Island and Castle, and I'll be going in there later. So we're going up to the upper mainland courtyard now. Soon after this part of the castle was built, a sea cliff to your right collapsed, taking part of the medieval wall with it. The new wall was rebuilt to replace it. Included 2 latrines that project over the cliff edge, suggesting that this was contained accommodation for either guests or the castle garrison. A bit like being up in the Pyrenees then. The low grass covered walls on the different alignments in front of you are probably the remains of buildings dating from the 5th and 6th centuries AD, part of Dark Age settlements. This entire area gives me a sense of vertigo. The new bridge to the island was built in 2019, and there's the old hairy footbridge, which I'll probably do later. The time of the early medieval citadel and Richard of Cromwell's 13th century castle, a natural land bridge connected Tintagel's headland to the mainland, but centuries of erosion and rock collapse have left the headland and an island isolated. And it's got a cantilever system on the bridge. The bridge is a daring 2-part cantilever structure designed by the engineers Nev and partners with the architectural William Matthews Associates. The National Castle footbridge was made possible with generous support of Julie and Hans Rosing in August 2019. Got lots of hairy tracks around Tintagel Castle. Look at this. All set of wheels. Interesting. After Tintagel Castle was abandoned in the 15th century, the inhabitants found other uses for the island and its coves as a haven. In other words, an escape. Tintagel, where history meets legend, with King Arthur. Tintagel Castle has long been connected with the mythical King Arthur, and its history is entwined with legend. But what really happened here? In the 5th and 6th century AD, there was a large high-status settlement on the headland, which was probably the seasonal home of regional kings. Tintagel was first linked to King Arthur by Geoffrey of Monmouth in the 12th century, who wrote that Arthur was magically conceived at Tintagel. It was also known in the Middle Ages as King Arthur of Cornwall's Castle, which featured in the love story of Tristan and Iseult. Richard Earl of Cornwall built a castle here in 1230. He chose Tintagel because of the legendary association that placed him in the long tradition of Cornish kings. So there. We're now on the lower hairy path. If you have a sense of vertigo, come here. We're halfway up the footpath and there's no entry sign here now. So it's one-way traffic coming down. I presume that you've got a ticket office there before you can go off onto the island, which costs £24 and it opens at 10 o'clock every day. We're now going to have a look around Tintagel town or village and then head down to the castle later on. It's still early on a Sunday morning and we're going to have a walk around Tintagel and get a bite to eat as well. On the top of the hill we've got a sign, a shop with all these signs in. And you've got eateries here that are open early as well. St Nectan's Pottery. The Old Malt House. The honey shop. A multi-award winning honey. Of course, in Tintagel you've got to have King Arthur's arms, and his legs are just across the road. And nice cottages. Tintagel's old post office, dating from 1380. This building is a rare surviving example of Cornish Hall House. Over the centuries it's had many uses, most notably as a Victorian letters receiving office for the village. Today there are 5 rooms and a traditional cottage garden for you to explore. The wilderness with a very scary rocking horse. The North Shore Gallery with great artwork overlooking the areas I was staying in last night. There's a traditional candy store where you can watch the sweets made in the shop. And in Mulworth Street you've got a Crystal Mineral and Fossil Museum, Merlin's Cave. Well, you used to have it, it's now closed. And King Arthur's Great Hall, books and jewellery. Well, what a lovely breakfast I've had in Tintagel. I met a guy from America who looked like a hippie, but he is a hippie. He's been travelling all over the world and he comes from drug addict parents in Ohio, and he seems to have had a run-in with the authorities in America, and I don't know how he's managed to travel across the world on a passport under those circumstances, but he had many great stories to tell, and people that travel tend to be very open-minded and very poetic in their thoughts as well, and very spiritual in some ways, and not religious, but spirituality comes in different ways. Well, people are beginning to appear, and we're going to go and have a look around the castle now, so it should be exciting. Tintagel Church at the top there, which we saw earlier. I think the American guy said his name was Mew New, and he has his own YouTube channel. Love Summertime TV Worldwide. You can contact us at ctsphoto1@gmail.com. Don't forget to friend and share the video. It's live.